1946, my father, Loc Ngo, was born in North Vietnam. A year later, my mother, Lan Jen, was also born in North Vietnam. During the time that my parents were growing up, the war between the communist North Vietnam and the Southern Republic was going on. Both of my parents moved from North to South Vietnam with their families due to the war. My parents met in middle school, but later on went to different high schools. After high school, on January 2, 1968, my father decided to join the Army of the Southern Republic to fight for peace and freedom in Vietnam. 2 years later, on January 23, 1970, my parents got married in Bien Hoa, Vietnam. In 1971, my mom gave birth to my oldest sister, Giang. Then in 1973, my second eldest sister, Loc Anh, was born. When she was an infant, she became very ill. With my dad away at war, my mom did everything she could to take care of my sick sister while taking care of herself, as she was pregnant with my brother, Tuấn. Unfortunately, my sick sister died when she was only 2 years old. This was a great loss for my family, especially for my mom. My dad continued to serve in the Army and came home as often as he could, while my mom worked hard to take care of her 2 children. When the war was over, the communists of North Vietnam took over South Vietnam and put my dad in prison for 6 years. During these 6 years, my mom occasionally traveled for hours to visit my dad and brought him healthy meals as he was becoming unhealthy and weak due to malnutrition. In 1981, my dad finally returned home to his family in Bien Hoa, Vietnam. A year later, my sister Hong was born. During the next few years, my dad stayed home and took care of his children, for he could not find a job and did not want to work for a communist-ruled government. So my mom worked to provide for the family. By 1989, I, the youngest child in my family, was born. When I was almost 2 years old, an agreement called the Humanity Organization Program was developed between the U.S. government and the Vietnamese Communist government in order to resettle former political prisoners of Vietnam into the USA. Since my dad was a former political prisoner, our family was sponsored under this program. On April 11, 1991, 2 days before my second birthday, we arrived in San Francisco, California. We lived with my mom's close friend Ving and her family in Bay Point, California, because we had no other relatives who lived in the States. We stayed with them for 5 months and then moved into an apartment of our own in Pittsburgh, California. Moving to California was quite a challenge for our family. I don't remember much about how it felt because I was too young, but my parents remember it as a difficult time for us. It was hard adjusting to the culture and language difference. I can still remember my parents taking ESL classes to improve their communication skills. Lack of money and finding a stable job was also a problem for us. But despite all the hardship that we endured, we felt lucky to live in a country filled with equal opportunities and freedom. My parents were always optimistic because they know that education is the key to a better future, especially for their children. On June 5, 1996, my family became official American citizens, and in 2000 we purchased a home in Bay Point, where we now live. Today, after 13 years in California, I could not imagine growing up anywhere else. Living in the USA has provided me with a better education and a chance for a better future, something that Vietnam could have never given me.